podcast cover image. That to me allows my alter ego, and that's Kimmy. She's the happiness coordinator for Pamper My Business. It gives her that outlet that she needs. And notice I'm talking about Kimmy in the third person because she is a
Yeah.
personality who helps me market my business. And I think
Yeah.
for some people, this may not work for them. That's okay. But guess what? It works for me. It works for my team. They love creating ideals around Kimmy. And I think when you're growing your business, when you're marketing business, you have to do something that works for you.
And that's going to set you apart. The fact that you do that sets you apart in a fun way.
And the next question I'm going to ask you ties into this. And I really feel for people who get into this imposter syndrome where they fake it till they make it. You can't do that to me. That's to me is an imposter syndrome. For someone who may be stuck in that imposter syndrome, what are some tips that you can give them to get unstuck?
That's a great question. And what you're doing is a great tip for that. So I think it's Todd Herman wrote the book Alter Ego. I haven't read it, but I saw him give a talk about that idea of, what is a totem or something that you can do or put on or wear or have in your space that helps you step into that alter ego, which is a part of you. It's not fake. Kimmy is an aspect of your personality, and it allows you to get into this zone to make things happen. So there's that. And again, I would say it's something that we don't do enough of, and we're not taught enough of from like little bitty humans, like how to know who you are, and how to go through the process of finding your own voice and your own style. As a designer, they taught us don't ever have a style because then you can't work for everyone. And I can design for anyone, but I have a style. Like if you look at the evolution of my websites, it has a very distinct style that is me. And if you read my blog posts from way back versus where they are now, you'll see the evolution of my voice. And I do some copywriting still. I don't like to do it. I have a team that does it now because I'm really protective of my words because I have spent so long building my voice.
Yes.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with, voice in particular, like trying on styles and personalities. Like, is this me? But you have to be able to say like, no, I'm just trying to be like so-and-so when I write this way, or, I'm trying to look like this person, but like, what can I pull from that? It gives you a reference point of like, this part feels like me. And if I were to mix it with this over here, like, then it would be like, oh yeah, this is totally me. But again, it comes back to how well do you know yourself and how honest can you be with yourself about who you are, what you believe, what you like. And I just don't think that we do that enough. Like, we're never taught to do that, especially with school, right? We go to school and it's like, turn them all out to be the same.
Yes. It is so funny you say school because I just started an intern program for people who graduated recently because they are taught from the books and not really real life. Yeah. I'm having to really teach them how to do social media. I'm having to teach them how to do copywriting, to teach them, all these things that they should have learned in college that they really didn't. And I'm talking about communication majors. I'm very proud of the intern that I have now. She is awesome. She's a quick learner. She's able to use what she learned, but it was more like she had more skills on the personal end and not the business. So she's learning how to do things from a business standpoint. And I think that those who are faking it to make it are kind of like interns in their own life. And they have to shake it up and be willing to learn how to do things that are real to themselves. And they're not trying to be someone else. They need to walk in their own shoes. This is a topic I can go on and on about.
No, we're both getting a little ranty about it. Like, I feel your passion. And, there's a difference. There's a difference between fake it till you make it and actually trying to be someone else and trying things on for size, or even like what you're doing with Kimmy is an aspect, an alter ego, a part of your personality, but you can do that with the person you want to become. Like, who do I want to be and how would that person show up today? And even though it's not true to who you are in this moment, like, you can call your future forward by meeting it from where you are now. And that's another way of doing it. And you got to know yourself. Like, I know myself. I know where I'm crazy and quirky and what people think is too much about me. Like, I own it. Like, but you can't do that.
Now, just so you know, I have another alter ego. I have two of them. So Kimmy is more tied to Kim Beasley. Then I have a pen name that's Bree King. Bree King writes paranormal romances. She has 9 books written.
Perfect.
So, I keep them separate, but they every once in a while cross over. And it's not me faking it. It's me trying on a different hat. Because this is just as part. Bree King is just as much me as Kimmy is me, as Kim Beasley is me. It's not so much that I have to be one thing, but I have to be true to myself.
I was just going to say it. I don't know if this is your experience. I'd love to hear more about it. For me, when I do stuff like that, it's like, okay, I'm going to take these parts of me and amplify them because that's what's needed for this particular situation. Yeah.
Yes, that's it. And as a business owner, it's okay if you don't have all these things like I have. I have a team that supports me. So it gives me that freedom to have all these different things going on. But for those business owners who get overwhelmed, and they're standing on a wall and they're looking over the edge and they're trying to decide, am I going to jump or not? What can you do to help them, to talk them back down off the wall, to get them flowing, in their realness? What would you share with them?
Yeah. So when you say jump off the wall, like what's
into the abyss where they don't know what's going to happen, where they're overwhelmed with everything they're trying to do in their business. Gotcha. Oh, I'm trying to be like this person. I'm trying to be like that person. I'm buying this project. I'm buying this book. They're overwhelmed because of the shiny syndrome. What would you tell them? What do you have to share with them?
A couple things. It's a terrible thing to say on a podcast. I love podcasts. But, I had to go through a period in my business a few different times where I had to stop consuming, or I had to selectively consume. It's like, this is what I'm focused on. This will help me with that. Like, I had to stop signing up for all the things and reading all the blogs and following all the people. I don't think you always have to do that. And then, like you were talking about team support, like whether that's hiring a coach or asking your family for more support around the house, or doing things like, I have had the absolute best personal assistants when my business has been in a huge growth mode and I'm literally working from 6 a.m. to 1 a.m. to get everything done. Like, I've found people on Craigslist who are happy with $10 to $12 an hour, all the way up to higher, but they want to help someone and they want to get paid and they want to work. And so, or interns are great. Like, if you can pay people, I'm always all about that. Pay them the best that you can to get good people and value them. And there are people, like when I was in college, I interned. I was happy to intern for free. I was happy to do like spec work to get experience. And, to a certain point, it's not about abusing that or taking advantage of people, but you don't have to do it alone. And I know when I first started out, I had that mindset of like, it's not really mine if I don't do all of it, and I need to do all of it right now. And pick what's the most important priority. Like, what is the thing that will move you forward in your business or help you achieve the top goal that you have right now, whatever it is, and just focus on that and get really clear, brain dump all the things that need to happen, organize it however you organize your tasks. And time block, like there's just all these things that we can do. But for me, having support has been huge, and it's hard for me to delegate. I don't know if you feel this way, but it's always, I do it quicker if I just, it's easier if I just do it. But I've had a business manager who's been with me for, I think, about 7 years. And she started out just, I think where I stopped was talking about my business manager who's been with me for about 7 years. And she started, I found her on Craigslist, just doing social media, like just taking over that little aspect of my business. And now I trust her immensely. She can write in my voice if I need her to. She has every password to everything that could have a password. Like, and having that kind of support has been huge for me. But bringing on team, and then like your personal support, like go get a massage or like hire a housekeeper, like whatever, get a babysitter. And it's I think it's hard for entrepreneurs because we can do so much. It's really hard for us to let that go. But so I would say focus. And if that means to stop consuming things for a little while, do that. If it's a week or two, just like nothing external can come in anymore so that you can actually produce and create, and then get support.
I totally agree with the personal side as well as the business side. Personally, I do all my grocery shopping online. They deliver.
Yeah.
I have a housekeeper that comes in once a week. She cleans the house. I never have to wash a dish. I never have to wash my clothes. She takes care of everything. I can concentrate on my business. I have a team of people that support me, so I can have them handling things, which frees me up to grow my business. And I think as a business owner, just doing it yourself can really get you overwhelmed. Need to look at least bringing in a VA 5 hours, start at 5 hours a month.
Yeah.
And then grow from there. But you do need to have some help as a business owner. You can't, even though some people think, oh, I can do this alone. I can do it. You are not giving yourself the opportunity to grow your business like you could if you had that help. So I just had to do that little spill in there.
Yes. And if you're stuck, get help in that way. Get a coach, take a program. Don't get lost in the rabbit hole of another program or a book, but like, you don't have to be stuck. There are people who have done it that can help you.
I totally agree. And you'd be a perfect coach to get. People, you hear that? She would be a perfect coach. So what are, I guess, two business issues that you've had to help either yourself or your clients to overcome that you feel that you've learned a lot from?
There's so many. I would say, we were just talking about support. Team has been one of them for me and for my clients. So finding the right people and learning to delegate and setting up the systems and processes. Last year I made I had a great leap in income and didn't have much to show for it because I was throwing so much at team and I was doing it too quickly. And I wholeheartedly believe in you have to invest money to make money. And sometimes you have to spend money before you feel like you really have it to do that. Like we hear that and we're like, whatever, that's a sales pitch, but it's true. And for me, I think, and I've seen this with my clients, this kind of touches on some of the stuff we've just talked about. When you're doing a lot at once and you're growing rapidly, there's so much beauty in that. But like what I learned is that I need to slow down. I need to step back when that happens and say, okay, what ultimately are we moving towards? Do we need to say yes to all these opportunities? Am I able to? Do I have the right team for some of this? Because some of it is a matter of, on the design business side, I said yes to every project that came in. And then it was like scramble to find the right people. And the trick with that is that if they messed it up, I needed to fix it. So I was doing a lot of fixing. So and I think the main solution to that is being really clear on what it is that you're building. Like I feel much more confident this year. I'm building all of my brands, which means team for all of the different brands, but I'm a lot clearer on what is the ultimate goal? Like, how do I want money to come from this particular channel? What are we selling? What is the content that needs to be created to support that? What is the marketing and social media that needs to be in place? And who do I need to do that? Where am I the bottleneck now? And who do I need in place? So making sure to really stay connected and really clear on what it is that you're building. And that can be hard when you're in a growth mode, but make the time and space to step back and say, okay, again, what is the goal? What is it that we're working towards? What actually needs to be in place? Is it wise right now to throw money at this versus holding off to get clear? Or am I just being resistant because I'm afraid to invest money? And again, that's really knowing yourself again. Another one, like, I feel like I could talk about business stuff all day long and I'm happy to do that. But I think this, like the deeper programming stuff, like our patterns and our beliefs and our ways of being, like we can be so unaware of how directly the childhood stuff we have with our parents influences how we can or cannot grow our business. I mean, everything from if you have trauma, it's hard for you to write copy. It's hard for you to get on a podcast and make words at a screen, and like not understanding that it's not that you suck at the things you can't do or that you just can't do them. It's like, what is going on?
Yeah.
on a deeper level. And it could be trauma. It could be childhood stuff. It could be fears, like stuff that we don't think relates